Welcome back. The government of Seychelles has announced a radical plan to fund 2 new marine protected areas of the island nation's waters. The reserve is part of the blue economy concept in which Seychelles plans to develop its economy. This can only be effective if the private sector partners with the government to ensure the implementation of the program. Amelunga and Eriko Teng report.
Seychelles has created a vast marine protection area within the Indian Ocean to preserve its waters, essentially to develop its economy. The protected area is approximately 15% of Seychelles' exclusive economic zone. The reserve is part of the concept of the blue economy, in which Seychelles, highly dependent on fishing and tourism, is looking to develop. Seychelles Vice President Vincent Meriton believes the sustainable development of the blue economy can be achieved when the private sector partners the government to implement the program.
Is the sharing of experiences so that we don't repeat the mistakes that has been committed. We share good practices. We also share the expertise from international specialized organizations that can come and give us the experience from what other regions of the world will have done with regards to a particular domain.
An international conference on financing sustainable and climate-resilient ocean economies in Africa was recently held in the country. The conference was co-organized by Seychelles and the World Bank.
And the next follow-up is to look specifically at each of those 4 areas and be in contact with the private sector to see how investments that have already been on the drawing board can move ahead.
The scheme is understood to be the world's first debt for nature finance plan designed to protect ocean environments. These include fisheries, aquaculture, waste management, marine and spatial planning, coastal resilience, tourism, energy and transportation.
Hundreds of trucks filled with thousands of tons of coffee from Ivory Coast, the third largest African producer, were still held last Thursday at the port of Abidjan for unknown reasons. Some local operators say exports were blocked because of lack of export authorizations from the board. Ivory Coast is saying its export reduced by half or even a third in recent years. Here is the in-depth story with Ruth Lago and Ignatius Ano.
Hundreds of coffee trucks remain stuck in the port of Chichville and Vridi in Abidjan, Ivory Coast's economic capital. The reasons for this blockade are still unknown, but the Agriculture Union has been on strike for 2 months now, campaigning for a quick resolution.
The brave farmers have finished producing coffee. They've come to the port. There are more than 400 vehicles parked there for 2 months, and we can't unload the vehicles.
This prolonged blockade is taking a toll on drivers. Farmers risk losing their profits as several trucks remain stuck at the port. Exports companies are blaming the Cocoa and Coffee Council, but the regulator has failed to respond to these accusations.
I've been here since February 18 until today. We haven't offloaded. They are not telling us why we are not unloading here. We do not know where to go because there's not a parking lot in Abidjan.
The Agriculture Union has closed several regional offices in the western regions, a situation that is likely to affect the economy of the country.
Thank you for watching. We'd like to hear from you via our social media platforms at Africanews, or you can reach me directly on Twitter at AfolakeG or on Facebook at Afolake Oyinloye. Till then, goodbye.